right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line, with the Houston Texans. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll have a first down past the 40. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, 73 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Wiggles free. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. As the Texans take the field here again, I'm looking down at the AFC South right now. Houston at 4-2, Colts 3-2, the Jags and Titans 2-4. This is going to be very intriguing as the season unfolds.
It certainly is, and think about the upcoming schedule now for Houston because they're at Indy, division rival, and they'll be battling for first place down the stretch. Home to Oakland, and let's face it, that game has changed dynamics, hasn't it? We thought that was going to be a pretty easy victory for them when the season started. No longer. Oakland playing pretty good football, and then they head across the pond to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, another division game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Watson now to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. He'll have a first down past the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Quick throw here to Hilton. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the 44, Brissett hits his target, the tight end Mo Alley Cox. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Check.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And he's got his man Hilton. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Brissett. He's got Jack Doyle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Here's the 2nd-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'd have to say that was a pretty darn good run right there. They had 8 in the box, still able to burn them. They've got to consider themselves lucky they only gave up a first down and not a touchdown.
One receiver left is Hilton.
Target. 41.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And he's going to find Doyle in the end zone for a Colts score. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Going to run the sweep here. This is Hopkins. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. Open man, the tight end falls. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. On first down, they'll start out with Mack. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Hines. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. To throw, Brissett. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Here comes Carter. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now it's Watson. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Watson. Over the middle, it's Fells. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. From the gun, here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 14 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively. Well, we got a second. Let's look ahead to Week 7 and what's on the slate. Things start out Thursday night. Kansas City at Denver divisional battle.
Suddenly an interesting game. Kansas City having lost their last two, and Denver now playing defense as we expected. But how about the NFL 100 game of the week? Oakland at Green Bay, a rematch of Super Bowl II.
Also have New Orleans at Chicago and Philly visiting Dallas on Sunday night.
That is a huge one in the NFC East.
Yeah, both teams 3-3. The winner will have the lead in that division. Brissett now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now Brissett. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Brissett again. That one into the hands of Kane. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. Brissett to throw on first. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And now Adam Vinatieri. He's into his 40s now. You'd think low to mid-50s, probably about the outside of his range. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt.
We got this.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Throwing on third down, Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Let's bring it. Put up.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
Here we go. Set. Go to base. I got it.
On 2nd down, it's Hines, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Up to make the stop, the Texans' leading tackler a year ago, Zach Cunningham. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2nd and 5 now. Brissett, that's complete to his receiver, Kane. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
Throwing, Brissett, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll throw again. Brissett. Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Let's go.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
So we got man.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. From the 29, Brissett, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill. And go.
Watson on first down. Open man is QT, complete. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
We're going to work.
In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Here's Watson. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's got Fuller. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again. Here we go again.
Watson looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Watch the slant.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Push him back.
They run with Hines. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Patch it.
They run again with Hines. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. And now out comes Houston. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Justin Houston picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.